What is going on, guys? This is the thing I've been working on for a couple of weeks now, the community's top 25 Fortnite trading cards. Now, before I get into the actual revealing of the list, I just want to say thank you to all the participants, and their names are up right now. All of them, everyone who submitted a list is on there. I just threw myself on there so everyone knew that that's who put in the list. So I figured I'd throw myself on there anyway. But yeah, that is everyone who submitted the list. Thank you to each and every one of you who decided to send one in. It is much appreciated. And this data is very useful, I feel like, to all collectors. So I feel like a lot of people are going to appreciate this as well. Now, the math took me a little bit to figure it out. It was kind of tough. And as you can see right here, I got these note cards. And on the front, like I got 26th place with 45 points in the honorable mention. And then so on and so forth. In the middle is the card. So real quick, the scoring system on this worked as in each person submitted a list with 25 Fortnite trading cards on it. And every time a card was on the list, it gained a certain amount of points. So say a card was in 23rd place on one person's list, that got it 2 points. Got it 3 points, actually. 23rd was 3 points, by the way the math worked out. And then say it was 13th on another person's list, that would get it like 13 points. It was because like first place was 25 points, second place was 24 points, third place was 23 points, and all the way down the line. So that's the way I scored it, and I did that math for all 25, all of the lists, and then I got the 25 highest cards that had the most amount of total points from those lists. And then the first place card ended up with 321 total points. But yeah, let's get right into revealing these cards. All right, guys, we're going to get right into revealing the list of cards. Now, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to reveal the card, say how many points it got, and just kind of say a little something about it. So, the first up in 26th place, getting 45 total points in the honorable mention slot, we have Wild Card from Series 1. Now, Wild Card to me, I feel like I wouldn't have even done the honorable mention slot if it wasn't Wild Card, because Wild Card is a card I truly do believe should be in the top 25. I personally have Wild Card. I believe I have him in the teens. I think Wild Card is a great card. Sweat skin, super iconic, one of the most iconic male skins on the sweat side, and just an awesome skin overall. So, in the 25th spot, the first card to be on the list, receiving 47 points, is none other than Elite Agent from Series 3. You know, the Chapter 1 Season 3 Battle Pass. People love that skin. When they gave it the second edit style, the no helmet edit style definitely had a big resurgence. And just overall, people love Elite Agent, so one that I definitely believe deserves to be on this list. In the 24th spot, getting 50 votes, we have Galaxy from the promo set. This was one I thought was going to be very much higher on the list. Galaxy, you know, the promotional skin from the Galaxy phones back in the day. Galaxy is super iconic, super, you know, people desire that skin, one of the rarest skins, and people just love that skin. It's so rare in game, and people just desire to have it. So that's why I kind of figured it's going to be higher on the list, but it wasn't. It only got 24th place. But all those people that want the skin in game, where are they going to turn to the card? But next up, in 23rd place, receiving 51 votes, Ragnarok. Now, Ragnarok is personally a card that I do own and really enjoy. The deep blue on his card is beautiful. And also, Ragnarok was tier 100 in the Chapter 1 Season 5 Battle Pass, along with Drift. And, you know, it's just, people love that season. People love Ragnarok. And he's gotten a couple reskins throughout, so I feel like Ragnarok is a fantastic card that definitely deserves to be here. Next up, in the 22nd spot, receiving 52 votes, Ice King. Now, Ice King was one that I wasn't sure where he was going to land. I feel like I could have seen him in the top 10 of this, or I could see him not making the list at all. But I feel like Ice King is a very strong selection on anyone's top 25 Fortnite trading card list. We just saw a PSA 10 of his sell for over $700, and we all know Chapter 1 Season 7 is one of the most fondly looked upon seasons, and Ice King was tier 100 in that battle pass. Next up, in 21st place, getting 53 points, we have Blue Squire. Blue Squire from the Chapter 1 Season 2 Battle Pass, you know, male version of Royal Knight, goes right along with Black Knight. Super, just awesome skin, finally looked upon. People wish they had him in their locker. And just, you know, the Knights in Fortnite, people love him. In the 20th spot, getting 62 total points, Renegade Raider from Reloaded. The one and only Reloaded card to make it on the list. The only one that really deserves to make it, in my opinion. Renegade Raider is we all know. I don't need to talk much about Renegade Raider. And the fact that she's so great, it could get a Reloaded card onto this list, really says it all. In the 19th spot, getting 70 points, Nogops. One of the most fondly looked upon and iconic Christmas skin. If there's I mean, her usage in the Christmas season is always in like the top 10. Every time there's a Christmas season in Fortnite, Nogops is in the top 10 in usage. So everybody loves Nogops. Almost everybody seems to have Nogops in their locker just because she is the staple Fortnite skin for Christmas, and Christmas is so so important in Fortnite's history and everything else. Next up, in the 18th spot, receiving 80 total points, Raven. Now, Raven was one where I wasn't sure, once again, where he would fall. I could have saw him, 8 spots higher, or I could have seen him not making the list at all. Raven is definitely a strong card. He's heavily advertised. He has his own POI. People just love Raven. One of those old 2000 V-Bucks skins that people are like, this is so cool, I'm still going to spend $20 on it. He's one of those skins. He's so cool, people still spent $20 on him back in the day. So, Raven is awesome. In the 17th spot, receiving 90 total points, Lux. R3 rips his skin. Lux with that gold card, Chapter 1, Season 8, Tier 100 skin. And she is just such a great-looking card. And like I said in a couple of videos ago, Lux aged like fine wine in game with the way people perceived her skin. At first, people hated her. Now people are saying she's like a top 5 Tier 100 skin of all time. So this is a great card. Next up, in the 16th spot, we have Royal Knight. Oh, also 92 votes. 92 votes, Royal Knight. Now, we saw Blue Squire already on the list. I believe he was in 21st place, so they're not too far apart, but clearly we see that people like Royal Knight a little bit better. I do also agree. The female skins are definitely better, more fondly looked upon with the gamers, and that's who's mainly going to be collecting these cards, the gamers. So that's why I think Royal Knight definitely deserves to be above Blue Squire. But, Royal Knight is a great card. In the 15th spot, getting 96 votes, we have Red Knight. The female version of Black Knight, the best card. That's what I think. Let's see what the community thinks. But in my opinion, the best card, Black Knight. And, Red Knight getting 96 total points totally makes sense. Her being in 15th place, I think that's where she needs to be. She's not quite top 10, but she's not like, I think 15 is very strong for her. And, Red Knight is just super awesome. Then we got, in the 14th spot, getting 107 total points, the first card to break 107 points, the Pump Shotgun. Personally, I believe the Pump Shotgun should be higher. The Pump Shotgun is higher on my personal list, but the community, didn't necessarily agree with that. There was lists where people had the Pump Shotgun in their top 5, and there was lists where the Pump Shotgun wasn't even on the list. So that's kind of why it got where it got, close to the middle of the road, a little bit above average. But me personally, I do believe the Pump Shotgun is a fantastic card. And what's the most iconic weapon of all Fortnite? The pump. And if you can get a card of that, and plus the card is gold, there's all positives and no negatives with the pump. I think the Pump Shotgun is definitely a top 10 card, although the community did not agree with that. Then, in 13th, with 112 total points, we have Skull Ranger. This was one that surprised me. Although I know she is the female version of Skull Trooper, and that mint green shard looks beautiful. She's one of the greatest looking cards. You guys know I'm a big Skull Ranger fan. I took her in the Fortnite trading card draft. But Skull Ranger is just such a beautiful card. I just don't see how she could get to 13th, though. I have her on I don't believe I have her in my list, actually. If I do, she's in the bottom 5. But she's just such a great looking card, so I definitely understand why she made it. I just don't personally agree. Next up, in the 12th spot, getting 116 total points, Cuddle Team Leader. Now, when I first started making this, Cuddle Team Leader was getting so many points. Like, it was looking like she was going to be like a top 8 card when I was doing the math. Then, I don't know, something kind of fizzled out with her. She kind of cooled down, and then she didn't end up making there. We see she got 12th. But Cuddle Team Leader is a great card. That pink, she's super important in Fortnite. All the bears are, and she's obviously the best one of the bears. Every single one of the bears did end up on somebody's top 25 Fortnite trading card list. That's one thing I thought was cool. But Cuddle Team Leader was the only one to make it on the main top 25. Now, the last one before we get in our top 10. In 11th place, getting 125 total points, Midas. Now, me personally, Midas is in my top 10. But the community didn't quite agree. They had him in 11th, so close enough. I think just because he's in Series 3 is what held him back from being a top 3 card. If he was in Series 2, top 3 card. He's third, in my opinion, if he's in Series 2. But since he's in Series 3, that holds him back a little bit. There's going to be a lot more of his card out there. But then again, I don't think that hurts him as much as people think, because that'll just mean more people can get him. I feel like the demand for Midas is going to be so substantial, it won't matter that he's in Series 3, not investment advice. But now we are about to crack the top 10 Fortnite trading cards according to the community. Now, in 10th place, getting 153 total points, Dark Bomber. Dark Bomber, we know, is the first skin to be corrupted by the cube in Chapter 1, Season 6, and it's one of the most important skins in all of Fortnite. Both the bombers are. And, Dark Bomber definitely is not more popular than Bright Bomber in-game usage-wise, or clearly with the card community, because Bright Bomber still to come on this list. But Dark Bomber is just such a beautiful-looking card and super important to the storyline. Next up, in 9th place, getting 169 total points, we have my boy Omega. Omega, Chapter 1, Season 4 Battle Pass. The community sent us first or second best season of all time. We see the card. Shout out to you, Rob. One of the most best-looking cards, that blue with the black and the orange. Looks so great. But, one of the first, true customizable skins, with the edit styles, that was groundbreaking at the time. So Omega will never not be important to Fortnite. And him getting 9th is a little bit lower than what I have him personally, but I think it's fair and good. In 8th place, getting 172 total points, Aura. Now, I was interested to see where Aura would end up, because on one person's list, she was at 25th. There was a couple lists where she wasn't on it. Then there's a couple lists where she was in people's top 5. So that's how she ended up in the 8th slot. I do personally believe Aura is a top 10 card. I believe she's at 10 on my list. And she's at 9 on my list, I believe. Midas is at 10 on my list. Aura is a great card, fantastic card. Since she's in Series 2 as well, if she would have been in Series 3, that would have kind of hurt her. But Aura is such a fantastic card, and I'd love to see Series 2 love this high on the list. In the 7th slot, getting 196 votes, Drift. Chapter 1, Season 5 Battle Pass. Once again, up there with Ragnarok. Obviously, Drift is a lot more important because he has storyline. And, I don't personally agree with this, but the most common consensus is Drift is a better looking skin and card. But, I think Drift was a little overrated. I think 7th is more fair. I remember there was a point in time where people were saying he was a top 3 card. Definitely not, in my opinion. And it's good to see a lot of you guys don't agree with that as well. Again, this is none of this is investment advice, by the way. But Drift in the 7th spot, I think is not too bad. I think you guys got it right there. Then we got in 6th place, getting 223 votes, Ghoul Trooper. The Fortnite Mares love. Chapter 1, Season 1, one of the most OG skins, her pink edit style. Ghoul Trooper is just Fortnite. She's so important to the game. So many people love her. So many people have her. And so many people wish they had the pink edit style. And the card just looks great. And Fortnite Mares is one of the most important events in all of Fortnite. And her getting 6th seems just fine. In 5th, getting 229 total points, Fish Sticks. Now, Fish Sticks, I always talk about, he's a sweat skin and a meme skin. He's in all the advertisements. He's a meme. He's awesome. Fish Stick in the 5, I totally agree with. I think that's perfect for him. He's a top 5 card. And I love to see the community agree with that as well. Now, in 4th place, getting 241 total points, Bright Bomber. We saw Dark Bomber just barely crack the top 10, and now we see Bright Bomber getting 4th. Breaking through the top 5, we have one of the bombers, and rightfully so. Bright Bomber is a sweat skin. People love her. She's in a bunch of advertisements. She's in storyline stuff. She's in the comics. She's in everything. Bright Bomber is in everything Fortnite. She has the llama on her. She's everything Fortnite. A 4 spot for Bright Bomber is totally reasonable, and I think I could even see her going higher. But in 3rd place, before we get into the top 2, getting 272 votes, Skull Trooper. Now, there was a couple lists where Skull Trooper was in 1st or 2nd place in people's top 25. So I was wondering if Skull Trooper was even going to beat out one of these last 2 cards, but he didn't. He ended up getting 3rd. And like I talked about with Ghoul Trooper, Fortnite Mares, Skull Trooper is Fortnite. He's so iconic. The purple edit style, he comes back every Halloween. He gets so many new edit styles. People just love Skull Trooper. And yeah, third place is totally justifiable and reasonable for him. Now, in 2nd, is it Black Knight or is it Peely? Receiving 310 total points, it is Peely. So, Peely, what can I say? Advertising, storyline. Appears in all the live events. He appears in the comics. He's a meme. People love rocking his skin. Chapter 1, Season 8 Battle Pass. He's so iconic, so important, and so loved in all of Fortnite. So, of course, the number 2 spot is warranted. Now, we all know what this card is. In first place, getting 321 total points, Black Knight. What can I say? Black Knight, you know, the first kind of Tier 100, even though he was Tier 70 Battle Pass skin from the Chapter 1 Season 2 Battle Pass. One of the most great-looking skins, one of the most awesome-looking skins, awesome-looking cards ever. And, the Fortnite card that just sold for $15K and the lowest we've ever been in the market, since, we had the first big boom. This is the best card. I agree. Black Knight is the best card. And I'm glad to see the community agrees as well. Although it was a tight race. It was an 11-point difference between Peely and Black Knight. And honestly, I wouldn't have been mad if Peely won it either. But that is the top 25 Fortnite trading cards, according to the community. Top 26 if you count Wildcard at the beginning. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it and appreciate the work I put in. I'm glad I did it just for the fact that I have this information now. I'm glad I have this information, and I'm glad I can share it with all of you. So once again, everybody, thank you to anyone who submitted a list, or thank you to anyone who watched this video. Everybody, just thank you for all the support I'm getting on this channel, and I can't wait to see you guys next time.